Did you know that there's a secret emotion only found in relationships that lays completely dormant, trapped like a bird in a cage, but when triggered, opens the floodgates to an intense state of desire, attraction, intimacy, and a state of euphoria between the both of you? And that no matter how distant, stale, how cold, or even boring things might feel for you right now, this secret emotion has the power to bring you back to that wonderful feeling of desire and attraction that you both used to feel together. So would you like to learn how to unlock that secret emotion? Are you in a relationship? Tell me, are things as intense and exciting as they were when you first met? Do you have a look of burning desire when you stare at each other like this? Or are things a bit more like this now? Have things unfortunately turned a little stale? Do you believe the honeymoon phase is over? Or maybe you two have just started dating and you're trying to figure out what you can do that will keep them absolutely hooked and head over heels for you. If you fall into either of these categories, I wanted to ask you something. When was the last time you felt those butterflies in your stomach? Or that fire inside of you where you just want to rip each other's clothes off? You know, that feeling when you first meet where all you can think about is them. It makes you feel all mushy inside like a teenager madly in love. Every time you see them, your pupils dilate, your heart beats faster, your breathing gets deeper, you start to sweat, the butterflies are churning your stomach to the point you nearly feel sick. Those days where your tongues were down each other's throats, you couldn't keep your hands to yourself. And any chance you get, you were under the bedsheets paddling up Coochie Creek. The way they walk, their voice, how adorable they are when they sleep, even the funny little ways they eat certain foods. The touch of their soft skin, the smell of their scent making your knees go a little weak, the angelic sound of their laugh pulling the strings on your heart. We all know the first stages of the relationship are the most exciting. In the first phase, which we call falling in love, it's like living in another world almost. It's like finding the missing piece of a puzzle. When the puzzle is completed, it reveals a jubilant and wonderful image. We feel butterflies in our stomach, of course, but beyond that, it's like everything suddenly makes sense. And nothing is ordinary. Everything is whole and true. The feels are real. Every time I talk about this, I can actually feel those same jitters in my own body. Can you? Isn't it weird? What happened to those days? How did those days disappear so quick? Why do those days have to disappear at all is a better question. You see all those happy couples on social media posting all of their new adventures and travels together, and you ask yourself in your head, how do they do it? They look good. They look happy. They're probably fucking like rabbits. They're probably so in love and all over each other. I miss those days. Why do those days have to fade so quick? And now, it feels more like a mission just to try and find the effort to do anything. Or you just don't feel like it's needed anymore because you're in love. This is where most couples think, those days are done. It's not fun anymore. And as a result, they start making these radical decisions, like getting a massive mortgage, having kids, or getting engaged, just to substitute the lack of love and fun and excitement in their relationship. Some people feel they need to do these things in order to prove to not only their social circle that they're so perfect and in love, but to also prove to themselves that everything is okay. This is like putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. It's not going to fix anything. I want you to think about your relationship for a minute. Actually think about it. No matter what stage or level it's at, no matter how old or new it is. Do you remember those early days when time felt like it was going so slow? We've only been together for how long? What the fuck? But now, do you feel like you've done everything there is to do? You've done all the stuff already. And now those days, months, years, they seem to be flying by. Does it feel like that spark has died and you really have no idea what to do to get it back? If you want it back, I'm going to teach you a little secret that no one speaks about or even knows. A secret that is guaranteed to light that fire again and keep it lit forever. But maybe you're not entirely at that point just yet. Maybe things haven't hit that stale point and are still somewhat exciting and fun for you both. But you're worried that they're going to start to fade at some point. Or maybe you're fresh in love and all those things I've mentioned are happening right now. If so, congratulations. This little secret I'm about to reveal to you is also going to show you not only how to keep the spark lit and the honeymoon phase around forever, but how to take your intimacy, love, and that feeling of fire and euphoria to an even higher and more intense level, only achievable by knowing this same little secret. So I hope you can handle it. On today's presentation, I'm going to teach you how to tap into an unknown secret but extremely common felt emotion and feeling that when triggered, releases copious amounts of dopamine, serotonin, desire, attraction, and intense love towards you. That will have your partner looking at you like there's some type of snack, like a salivating wild animal about to dig its claws and teeth deep into its prey. This certain emotion causes a feeling that's not even possible by consuming any type of artificial drug known to human or mankind. But scientists and psychologists have figured out a way to achieve this 100% naturally. Triggering this emotion is what creates those deep levels of desire and attraction in someone else. Similar emotions are triggered when a human feels the sense of addiction, the cravings, the need, the I'll do anything to get more. Look, whether those fun and exciting honeymoon days full of fun, love, and intimacy have already faded long ago, or you're here because you don't want them to ever fade, what you'll learn on this presentation will change your relationship and life forever. You see, if the fun, love, and intimacy has faded or is starting to fade, it's not actually your fault at all. Unfortunately, though, some people take it upon themselves, causing deep and traumatizing insecurities that only end up making things worse. Don't they like me anymore? Aren't I good enough? There's no worse feelings or thoughts than these. They get so bad and deep sometimes that there's nothing else you can think about. They literally start to ruin your life. We've all been through at least one negative relationship though. You know, the one that makes you feel so unimportant and so unwanted, where all you can do is watch your life fall apart with a blank look on your face. You're so distraught trying to convince yourself, I should have done more. I shouldn't have said these things so much. If only we would be okay. It's an extremely common scenario in relationships. But no matter how much you're convinced yourself it must be you, I promise it's not you at all. There is an actual unknown force that is real and is what is pulling you both apart. But other couples will tell you things like, just hang in there. Come on, get over it. The honeymoon phase dies eventually for everybody. It's not meant to be all fun and games all the time. They're all wrong. And I don't care who is telling you this stuff. Your mum, your dad, your friends, your family, your neighbors, your teacher. Heck, even if your partner is. Honestly, why the fuck are you going to take advice from someone that clearly can't even perform in their own relationship? Would you take advice from someone who is failing at the very thing that they're trying to teach you about? No. Don't listen to them. Listen carefully to what you're about to learn on this presentation, and they'll be absolutely gobsmacked by how perfect and happy your relationship is as a result. You see, a successful partnership and relationship is so much more than just having a label, being in love, and having sex. It's your career, creating a family, having kids, building your future. It's your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and having a comfortable and fulfilled sex life. I don't care what anybody says. Sex should be one of the most important things in your relationship. Having sex is a natural human evolutionary need. It's an important indicator too. So a fast way to see if your relationship needs work, tell me, how's your sex life? Just being in a relationship, finding a mate is important and a natural human evolutionary need. Even the world's smartest and probably most famous clinical psychologist, Jordan Peterson, states, there isn't going to be anything as meaningful and more important to you throughout the course of your entire life than your family and intimate relationship you have with your partner. So making sure that those relationships are of high quality is not optional. Meaning creating a safe, comfortable, and powerful relationship with your partner is a necessity to your life. And let me tell you, after 4+ years of researching and testing things myself, I can confidently say the only way to achieve a successful relationship with the forever lasting honeymoon phase full of love, fun, and intimacy is by learning how to harness the power to trigger this specific emotion on demand. But listen, This presentation won't be up for long. I'll be taking it down soon because I know what's going to happen. Once people catch on to what you're about to learn today, copycats will start popping up, claiming they know the same tricks and system, and then they'll start ripping people off, stealing their money. It's happened to me before, it's happened to many of us before, and I'm not going to let it happen again. So, if this page is still up, you're in safe hands, number one. And two, you can still watch this entire presentation and still take away what you learn to skyrocket your relationship to a much higher level filled with more fun, love, and intimacy. But if you exit this page and try to come back later and it's gone, you missed out. Also, for those of you who are still here and struggling to find that fun and excitement again, if that's you, and try to reignite the spark in your relationship and you're trying to wonder why it's gone and how you can get it back, then these next 30 minutes or so might be your last hope. So don't go anywhere. Hey guys, my name's Jack. I'm a cat dad and an extremely devoted and loving partner to my beautiful girlfriend, Sky. I'm the founder of Just for Two. Just for Two is an online platform for couples, romantics, and lovers. We list all of Australia's most fun, exciting, and romantic places to eat, accommodations, experiences, and locations for two. You can definitely go check it out right now. It's www.itsjustfor2.com. And I'm also the co-founder of Zeba, which is a fashion beauty brand I started together with my partner, Sky. Sky and I are trying to build somewhat of a power couple relationship, and you can guarantee that we follow the exact steps I'm going to be revealing to you on this very presentation. So you can see very firsthand that this works in real life too. But in today's presentation, I want to tell you about a situation that was happening to a good friend of mine instead. I think his story is going to relate much better than my own. After all, I already knew all of this stuff going into my relationship with Sky. I've gone ahead and named him Tom to protect his privacy, but Tom has already stated that he's totally sweet with me telling his story. His exact words were, "Dude, if this thing is so powerful, if you got to use my story to get it into as many other couples' hands as possible, go for it." Tom's story is pretty incredible, and it's probably a lot like your situation right now. Tom met his girlfriend Anna about 2 years ago, and man, did they hit it off. All Tom ever spoke about was Anna this, Anna that. He was always going out of his way for her, doing things for her, taking her places, trying to sweep her off her feet. It was like love at first sight. We've all been there, we've all felt it. I rarely ever saw him once they'd started dating. After experiencing that same intense love and intimacy with myself and when I met Sky, I was genuinely so fulfilled knowing he was experiencing somewhat of the same thing. You know when you first kind of know you both are into each other? And it's like so intriguing to wonder what you're about to learn about this new person. What's life going to be like with this new person hanging off my arm? I can't wait to show them off to everyone. That warm feeling knowing that someone you're actually attracted to actually wants you back and is actually attracted to you too. It's pretty amazing, right? There's no other time in your life you will feel that feeling. You know, that feeling. No drug can give it. It's totally natural and only felt in those very moments, which is pretty amazing and interesting, right? It's like it lays dormant, not willing to expose itself and let you feel or experience it until you found the right person. That feeling. I remember the time when I first met my partner Sky. That feeling was instant. It was like we both knew from the very first sight that we were going to be together forever. No cheesy, tacky shit, I swear. I met her at my house, and as I walked outside, I turned to lock my front door. Sky came up behind me and her first words were, "Raw!" trying to scare me before I could turn around. I turned around and instant thoughts were, wow, she's literally everything. We actually full kissed each other on the lips hello, got into the car and headed to our first date. We always talk about how that feeling was instant and we both knew straight away that we were going to be together forever. And here we are years later and that feeling has not faded one little bit. Anyway, back to Tom. All I ever saw was Tom and Anna's Instagram stories of them together, making fools of themselves and stirring each other up, embarrassing each other, having loads of fun. Every weekend they were out exploring new places. During the week they were either making dinner together or getting out trying new foods. They were always doing something together. You know what I'm talking about. Those days where you can't wait to finish work so you can quickly meet up and do all the things or see the places that you've been tagging each other in on social media all day. The months were flying by. Anna moved in with Tom. They both jetted off to Thailand and New Zealand together. And it even got as cute as they started growing their own veggie patch. That's when you know things are serious. Things were looking great for them both. I could feel their relationship was going to be one full of love, fun, and excitement for a long, long time. But at some point around the 12-month mark, it was like a switch was flicked. And I wasn't personally sure if that, they'd like had some big fight or maybe someone had done something wrong. The Instagram stories had stopped. The all over each other had slowed down. The only things I would see are either of them are on the couch watching TV together, but the other person was always glued onto their phone. In fact, I saw them less and less actually together doing anything. Heck, I even peeked my head out of their back door one time I was over and noticed that their once raging veggie garden had well and truly died and turned into what looked like a deserted wasteland. I knew something was up. Tom was no longer over the moon. Instead, he was walking around with a hunch in his back. His chin was always directed at the ground. The spring in his step had turned into a shuffle. He looked miserable. I bet you're probably saying in your head right now, yeah, the honeymoon phase died. It always does. You're wrong. The honeymoon phase doesn't have to die. Keep watching and I'm going to reveal why. It honestly looked like the life had been sucked out of him by one of those Harry Potter dementors. I mean, he was still happy and smiling a lot, and they were still together doing stuff on the odd occasion. It just wasn't nothing like that Tom and Anna that we'd all gotten used to. Tom would tell me how much he loved Anna, and that he wasn't sure what had happened. What had caused him to kind of settle? He started throwing out those same stupid comments. We just got to hang in there. I'll get over it. The honeymoon phase dies for everyone eventually. It's not meant to be fun and games all the time. It's just the way it is. Look, those statements honestly fucking disgust me. I hate knowing people actually believe them and think that they're true. The months went on and it seemed like things had hit a real stagnant and straight line for Tom and Anna. It reminded me of my past relationship and the reason I started personally researching into all this stuff in the first place. Things were so fun and eventful, and then they just kind of died, which ended up leading to a very, very toxic breakup. Literally a mirrored version of events seemed to be happening right here. And when you think about it, it's pretty much happening to about 98% of every other relationship around us all. It's actually fucked and pretty crazy. People think it's so normal too. And that people, like being so in love and happy for your entire relationship is weird. Isn't that freaking ridiculous? Have a look around you. You probably see couples and think, sheesh, yeah, just wait till the honeymoon phase dies. And guess what? 98% of the time, you're right. But there's always that one or two couples that seem to hang in there, all over each other, all the time, always out doing stuff, always happy and in love. Want to know why? Keep watching. I'm going to reveal the secret soon. I would check in with Tom every couple of days or once a fortnight, go for a coffee, head to the gym, grab something to eat at a cafe. 12 months ago, he couldn't stop talking about Anna. Now, I could barely get him to tell me anything. It was like he didn't even have anything to tell me anymore. I could see he hated it. I could see he was so disappointed, almost heartbroken. Now, Anna is a lovely girl. From what I could tell, they were both disappointed. Anytime I spoke to Anna, she loved speaking about Tom, but you could tell that things weren't the way they used to be. Things eventually took a turn for the worst, and they decided to go their separate ways. Now, I could see that they were both distraught. Neither of them wanted this to happen. It was one of those gut-twisting moments, like in the movies when they're at the airport, one person has to leave, and you're like, no, what the fuck? What are you doing? Don't leave. You're so in love. Tom said they tried everything they could find, though. Turning off each other's phones at night, having some space apart, asking each other how their days was, meal prepping their food together. Heck, they even said they went to a couple therapy sessions together. But nothing worked. I'd go home and look at my own partner and think, wow, I'm so happy and so lucky. I feel like we're so tight and have such a strong connection. Why us though? We aren't anything different. We're not super rich. We're not supermodels. We're not geniuses. We fight and argue at times. So why? Then on a typical Friday night, as we both got into bed, laying there with our legs all tangled up under the dim lights from our bedside lamps, we started planning the next week and, like a giant slap in the face, it hit me. I know why this happens in relationships and I know exactly how to fix it. You see, my partner and I follow an extremely simple system that I invented after researching so much into the topic as a result of the toxic breakup I experienced. I'll be explaining why and how it works in a bit. Sky and I had been following it for as long as I can honestly remember that it had just become second nature to us. So I didn't even remember it was a thing. I originally made it for myself. I haven't even given it out to anyone. Heck, I didn't even think anyone else would understand it. So I got on the phone with Tom as quick as I could, but he wasn't answering my calls. I couldn't find him anywhere, which was really, really weird for Tom. I started to think the worst. Anna didn't even know where he was either. Finally, he replied, "Yo, I'm just taking some time to myself, man." I thought, damn it, I need to get this into his hands and, get him and Anna to try this just once. I explained it to him and why it works so well with Sky and I. I told him, you got to convince Anna. He told me a couple of days later that him and Anna both agreed to give it a go. And after all, they both did actually want to be together. Now, Tom is hopeless at being romantic, trust me. He's not creative whatsoever. He does have a huge heart of gold though, but he's about as romantic and creative as a potato. So naturally, he was a little bit scared he wouldn't be able to figure this stuff out or make it work. But I told him, follow the system to a T, like me and Sky, and it will work. I thought I'd give him some space and wait to hear back from him and, just in case something didn't go as I imagined. I didn't want to go poking the bear or, if things had gone to worse. I didn't want to be there trying to make him think about it or make him explain. So I thought I'd give him some space. It was about a week later he called me. No hello, no what's up, bro. Just a straight up, what the fuck, man? It works. Followed by a, but how? How it works will actually shock you and make you go, oh, true. Are you ready to find out exactly what this little secret is and exactly why Tom can't believe it actually works? You see, a relationship is like a scale. The more effort you put in, the more love and happiness it gives you back. The less effort, well, you can guess what happens in return. What are some of the different types of effort? Communication, forgiveness, being thoughtful, being considerate, creating experiences, going on dates, making presents, listening to them, caring about them. You get it. Most couples have this instant rush and excitement. That feeling. Ready to do all of these new things together to impress each other and try and win each other over. It's like the moment both parties realize they have each other, they feel like there's no need to keep putting in the effort to try and win each other. You're probably wondering, what the fuck has this got to do with your system? That feeling. Let me explain how it came about. After a past shitty relationship of mine, I spent a solid 12 months researching and learning about what makes some relationships never leave the honeymoon phase, full of fun, love, and intimacy, and a deep desire to be with one another. That feeling. And what makes other relationships fade to shit so quickly. I completely obsessed on the topic, investing thousands of dollars on courses, coaching, and mentoring. There were so many different theories and strategies out there, but what psychologists and scientists discovered is this certain type of feeling that when released creates that intense emotion of desire and attraction. You know the one I'm talking about. That feeling. That feeling consumes as many as 30 parts of the brain, including those involved in touch, fantasy, memory, and reward. As you can see in this image of a brain experiencing that feeling, it burns through the brain like wildfire, setting alight the prefrontal cortex and anterior cingulate cortex, which smothering parts like the left orbital frontal cortex. That feeling releases serotonin and opioids, whose chemicals we can also find in heroin. Thus, it is no surprise that experiencing that feeling with the right person can become so addictive. Now, I don't want to claim that I know all of this stuff here, like I wrote this. This is from an actual scientific study on brain scans of different people feeling a different motions from the internet. Okay, so you can see down there. So that's why I was a little bit stuttering with the words like anterior cingulate and orbital frontal cortex, okay? But what's the main purpose is you can understand how important that feeling is, and that feeling that you felt, at least once in your life in one of those relationships, maybe even the one with your partner right now. And you can see here what it actually does to the brain. Now, look, I get it. You probably aren't even aware that this was even a thing either. Neither was I. Majority of people aren't. But we've all felt that feeling. And now you know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. That feeling is only triggered in certain types of situations and experiences. But when triggered, it pretty much turns the tap right up, opening the floodgates and releasing copious amounts of desire, attraction, intimacy, and love. It is this very feeling that is crucial to the success and survival of your relationship being a happy one that lasts forever. So, what triggers that feeling? There are only certain types of experiences and situations that are the secret to unlocking it. It's almost like an internal mind orgasm. You can't just think about it and make it happen. You need to be stimulating it in order for it to trigger. It takes an art form and a bit of practice and learning, but once you get it and know how to trigger that feeling on demand, your partner will be hypnotized into a deep love, desire, and attraction to you forever. Completely addicted and devoted to you. Those same scientists and psychologists state that the fastest way and most powerful way to trigger that feeling is by creating these certain types of experiences and situations. Not just a typical dinner and movie, nothing like that. Experiences that are specifically designed to hit those levels of emotion and intimacy that trigger that feeling. If you can learn how to tap into that feeling, not only will your partner be head over heels obsessed with you, but you'll be feeling the exact same feelings right back to them. The honeymoon phase will be back in an instant, or it will never leave. The thing is though, in order to trigger that feeling, you need to create those specific types of experiences and situations that unlock it. And not just one or two here and there. You can see here we've got week 1, I won't do anything. Week 2, we'll do a little something. Week 3, can't be bothered. Week 4, let's go all out. Week 5, can't be fucked again. Week 6, you know what I'm saying? There needs to be a consistent flow of these experiences and situations created. It's like trying to grow a flower. Mother Nature actually shows herself in more ways than you could imagine. In order for it to truly blossom into the biggest, brightest, most beautiful flower possible, would you just water it every now and then? No. It needs consistent care, watering, effort, and devotion. Treat your relationship and love that you would like trying to grow this flower. You'll be able to tell how much effort, care, love you have put in by how beautiful and intense that feeling is in return. Just like how bright and big and beautiful that flower would be. Or if it even shows itself at all. But it's hard to come up with these types of experiences and situations if you don't know what you're doing. Heck, if you're not really romantic or creative, it's nearly impossible, and probably why you're in this exact situation right now. Look, not all of us are naturally born romantics or creative people, so that's not your fault. Your parents probably aren't even romantic or creative people either. So where are you meant to learn or even know about this stuff outside of the occasional rom-com movie or TV show? Plus, no one really knew that that feeling actually scientifically existed until recent years. So, don't settle for the honeymoon phase always dies, and let that hold your relationship and future back, now that you know there's a way to make it last forever. If things are still going strong in that honeymoon phase in your relationship, you're triggering that feeling and you probably don't even know it. The trick is to know how to continue triggering it on forever now, before things slowly start to fade and that feeling is gone forever. Taking all of the excitement, fun, love, attraction, sex, intimacy, and intensity with it. Think back to all the times you and your partner were so in love, having so much fun. You were 100% doing something triggering that feeling. So if things are a little repetitive and stale right now, I want you to try and think about the last time you guys actually felt that feeling. When was the last time you even did something new together? Something spontaneous or something romantic? Not just a typical dinner and movies. Boring. Something new. Something neither of you had ever experienced. Something you were both so excited to do together. Have you ever even experienced that? Once I stumbled upon this knowledge and realized the importance of it, I made sure I would never allow my future relationship to fall into that hole of misery and staleness. You only have one life, like you do know that, right? Why wouldn't you want to make sure that your relationship and own mental, spiritual, physical, and sexual state were at its absolute prime? Why not? This is why I obsessed on learning how to master that feeling and turn it into a simple system that I can follow and refer to whenever I need it. And after it worked so well for not only myself and Sky, but Tom and Anna, Tom asked me if he could give this same system off to his brother that was dealing with a similar issue. I thought, well, why not? And honestly, I wasn't even surprised at the results. The same thing happened. To me, it's obvious. My partner and I follow it every single week. So it's not news to me when both Tom and his brother said that it has changed their relationships forever. To me, I'm like, well, fucking duh. It's science and evolution. It's literally Mother Nature's way of saying, here's some free and 100% natural euphoria you can't even get from any drug. That's why knowing how to trigger that feeling is so powerful. And the best part is that yes, it's taken scientists and psychologists to figure it out, but it doesn't require you to be one of them in order to learn how to trigger and master it. After my toxic breakup and spending the next 24 months figuring out how to create my easy to follow system, that's when I finally met my beautiful partner, Sky. And from the very first date, thinking about my system in the back of my head, here we are a solid 2 years later. We're still flirting 24/7. We're still constantly sexting with each other, constantly trying to win each other over, and going at it like rabbits. Maybe not every day. We got an empire to build after all, but you can guarantee it's happening multiple times a week. And I'm not even going to say it's just happening in the bedroom or even in our house. Sometimes we even think, damn, can this feeling get any more intense? Because it's pretty full on right now. We are absolutely head over heels for each other. Still to this day, people are always commenting, I want a love like yours. How are you guys still so in love? I give them one answer. That feeling. Learn how to master it, and you'll be successful in every other part of your life too. Pretty much all of the old traditional ways your parents, friends, and even therapists have either told you about or trying to do themselves, they just don't work anymore. Clearly. Need proof why that old shit doesn't work? Look around you. How many relationships have you seen that are genuinely still head over heels for each other, madly in love 24/7 still? How many couples are actively going to therapy, but it doesn't really look like anything has changed? Like they're forcing a toddler to eat their vegetables. It's a painful and expensive experience. Most people don't even think that that feeling is possible after the honeymoon phase. The thing is, the honeymoon phase is that feeling. I can guarantee things would be different if they knew how to use the tricks and systems needed to trigger that feeling on demand. Imagine the power you would have in your hands. Imagine how beautiful and amazing you could make your relationships. And the best part is you're here right now with access to learning exactly how to trigger that feeling if you want that power. My easy to follow system is proven to work, not just by the stories I've told you, but it's backed by science and evidence. You see, I've been in both scenarios and you probably have too. Your relationship has gone stagnant or you're still madly in love and sparks are flying everywhere. Either way, you're either trying to get that feeling back with no idea how, or you're wanting to make sure that that feeling never disappears. And let me tell you, it really doesn't have to. So, I want to get my system into as many couples' hands as possible. Not to only make your relationship better, but as a byproduct of a happy relationship, skyrocket your career, your lives, your future, raise healthy kids, improve your health, improve your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and more importantly, send your sex life into another dimension. Your sky life, send your sex life into another dimension. So, over the past 6 to 12 months, I've been packing my system into an even easier step-by-step lover's blueprint to follow. Something you can have literally sitting in your back pocket, and with a few taps of your thumb, it's there when you need it. Imagine if you had the power, if you knew exactly how to tap into that feeling at any given moment you needed to. You don't have to be some type of Romeo romantic either. Remember what I was saying about Tom? Like, I love the dude, but he's honestly hopeless. Trying to come up with a consistent schedule of these ideas, experiences, and situations is freaking hard work. Unless you're keeping a list you can refer to at the right occasions, how are you meant to remember everything? And if you're not a natural born romantic or creative person, the odds of you piecing together something magical and fairy tale like that trigger that feeling are very small. So, if that's you, I got news for you. If you're still here watching, I would like to share with you a super limited offer to be one of the very first people to grab my ultimate date guide system. This offer won't be up for long though, as I don't want the copycats to get a hold of it. It's not some couples therapy session, but it will remove all of your problems. It's not a bunch of boring communication techniques, but you'll both never be able to shut the fuck up to each other. It's not about forgiveness and woo-woo crap, but it will make you appreciate each other much, much deeper. It's definitely not about giving each other time and space away. In fact, you'll be wanting to be around each other even more, even inside of each other. It's not going to require stupid tasks and exercises. The only exercising you'll be doing is in the bedroom. It's not about setting boundaries. Screw boundaries. You're going to be wanting to be all over each other. It's not about gratitude and hippie thinking, but you can bet that you'll both feel more euphoric than any doobie can make you. It doesn't require some strict discipline routine, but your schedule will be full of fun and romantic things. It's not about forced sexting and intimacy. but you can guarantee your sex life will be reaching some pretty exciting levels. Here's some testimonials and some words from some of our existing people that have joined the Ultimate Date Guide systems. Adele, it's about time this existed. Matt, holy fuck, this is off its head. Date Night Brisbane, I was genuinely so impressed by the ideas inside. Chantal Axiak, I got the date guide, it's amazing. Wade Fraser, thanks for these guides, they're so well thought out. Now, what are you going to have to pay to access the Ultimate Date Guide system? The average couples therapy session will set you back about $150 an hour minimum. And who knows how many sessions I'll try to squeeze out of you. And not to mention, it's cost me thousands of dollars in my own research to build this thing. And I didn't even have the intent on sharing it with anyone. And honestly, tell me, what is your relationship worth to you? What is the success of your career, your family, your future, your health worth to you? All of these things start with a comfortable and happy environment. And the biggest player in creating that is your relationship. So here's what you're going to get today. 200 plus ultimate date guides ideas, and we're updating this monthly. Lifetime supply of super fun, romantic, and intimate date ideas specifically designed to trigger that feeling, sending both you and your partner into a deep state of euphoria and desire. My honeysucker system, a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly schedule I've created for you to insert which idea you want to experience and when. So no matter how unromantic and uncreative you are, our honeysucker system will automate everything for you. Romance Like a Romeo, the busy couple's guide to everyday romance. Tips, tricks, and hacks to help spark that feeling on demand, no matter where you are or how close or far away you are from each other. So here's what you're going to get. 200 plus ultimate date ideas, which brings a total value to $299. My honeysucker system, which is a total value of $99. Romance Like a Romeo, which is total value of $59, bringing the total value to $459.85. Probably the same cost of a fancy dinner and hotel, except ours will last you a lifetime and not just 12 short hours. Plus, if you grab the Ultimate Date Guide system today, I'm also going to throw in these 2 bonuses, which I'm not releasing anywhere but here. You're going to get 40 adventure challenges as well. 40 super exciting and intimate challenges requiring you to work together as a close and intimate team to complete or have some fun and see who compete the challenges faster and better against each other. Now, a bit of a tip, some of the challenges aren't necessarily about who can finish the quickest, if you know what we mean. Plus our road trip itineraries, 15 different location by location road trip itineraries to follow. Simply pick a theme, pack the car, grab some snacks, and get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. So you're going to get 200 plus ultimate date ideas, total value of $299. My honeysucker system, total value of $99. Romance Like a Romeo, total value of $59. Bonus number 1, 40 adventure challenges, total value of $69. Bonus number 2, the road trip itineraries, total value of $29, bringing the total value to $559.75. Now let's look 12 months from now, maybe even 24 months, and let's say you're exactly where you want to be in your relationship, career, health, physique, and mental state. What would you have to do in order to reach that point? Eat healthier, be more focused, make more money, work out more, feel happier, feel more comfortable in your life. All of these things anchor back to having a happy and healthy relationship. So really, $559.75 to get you to your goals while feeling happier, healthier, experiencing more together, having more sex, and being more in love is a real no-brainer. In 12 months, a $559 investment will probably make you 100 times that in return, let's be honest. Here's a scenario I like to think about. Let's say you're in a big, stale relationship, and you've got a big interview or meeting coming up, something that's really life-changing. Now, you wake up, no kisses, no love, you eat your brekkie alone, you drive to work in your stale mood, you get to the meeting. Do you think the energy you're vibing and feeling is going to help you get the best that you possibly could? Do you think this same energy is going to help you do better in your life overall? Now, on the opposite, let's imagine you wake up, you're completely tangled in each other. You fit in a nice little quickie, you're both eating breakfast together, you both kiss each other goodbye, you are absolutely flying. You have your favorite music pumping in the car, that feeling is running wild through your body like a wildfire. Imagine the vibes and energy you'll be projecting in the same meeting. Do you think you'll be in the best mood to get what you want then? Imagine feeling and projecting that vibe and energy in 99% of your life. Can you imagine the level and state you would be able to achieve as a result? Like I said, everything you want in your life resorts back to the relationship you have with your partner and how consistently you can hold that feeling. What about in 10 years' time? Okay, let's say the worst possible case, and your relationship has gone to shit, or you're single and you can't seem to make that connection work with anyone anymore. You have a crappy job, you've let yourself go, no kids, you're too old to even think about starting a family anymore. What would you pay to go back in time and change things? Probably a heck of a lot more than $559. So why not make that sacrifice now so you can guarantee to your future self that that never ends up happening? You're never in that situation. But listen, $559 is a lot of money to some people. I get it. So I'm not going to expect you to pay that to access the Ultimate Date Guide system at all. Not even half of that at $297, even though I probably should. Look, I'm shooting myself in the foot thousands of dollars in about 2 years of my own life here. If you have managed to catch the presentation to the end and are still here, you're going to get 200 plus ultimate date ideas with a total value of $299, my honeysucker system, total value of $99, romance like a Romeo, total value of $59, bonus number 1, 40 adventure challenges, total value of $69, bonus number 2, the road trip itineraries, total value of $29, bringing the total value to $559.75. You're not going to pay $559. You're not even going to pay half of that at $279. You're not even going to pay $139. To get access to the entire Ultimate Date Guide system, you'll pay only one small investment of $99.95, which is about an $83 discount. And that's it. There is no hidden costs. $95.95, and it is all yours. Hit the big button under this video, and in less than a minute, you'll have access to the entire Ultimate Date Guide system for less than the cost of a night out. I just want to get my system in your hands as quick and easy as I possibly can. Plus, I'm going to make sure you get your hands on it completely risk-free. I'm going to chuck a huge 60-day money-back guarantee on top. Try it for 60 days, read and do everything. If it doesn't change your relationship or take it to the next level, I'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. So now you literally have nothing to lose and everything to gain. $95.95 would probably be the same cost as your last fancy dinner date, am I right? Can you just imagine? A lifetime supply of fun, romantic, and intimate date ideas specifically designed to trigger that feeling, sending both you and your partner into a deep state of euphoria and desire each time. An automated schedule so you literally don't even have to think about what to do next or when. Simply fill the schedule in to suit your lives, then start ticking off each experience one by one. From a frog to Prince Charming, you'll have a collection of the most powerful, romantic, and thoughtful tips, tricks, and hacks that transform even the most unromantic person into a Prince Charming or a Cinderella. And all of this sitting in your pocket, accessible with a few taps of your thumb, no matter where you are in the entire world. So why not sacrifice one fancy dinner date attempt and save it for a lifetime supply of date ideas, experiences, and situations that are guaranteed to spark that feeling and take your relationship to the next level. And look, honestly, if you walk away from this offer, it is not going to change my life. I love my relationship. I love what I'm doing. I love my life. I have the Ultimate Date Guide system that I built to thank for that. But maybe you don't need it. Maybe you're happy where your relationship is at. Maybe you're satisfied with it staying the way it is forever. Maybe you feel that feeling all the time. You're madly in love. You're always out adventuring. You're all over each other. You're having crazy wild sex all the time. If so, then this definitely isn't for you. But if you're still here watching, let's be serious. We both know that either way, it's going to be a solid investment for your relationship and future. So the way I see it right now is that you got 3 options. Option number 1, do nothing. Walk away, risk things staying exactly how they are forever, never understanding or having the power to trigger that feeling on demand, never being able to achieve the ultimate peak of your relationship and future. Take what you have learned, option number 2, from this presentation and try to figure everything out for yourself. But what if you try and things don't change? Then what if you come back and this offer is gone or the price has skyrocketed? Sure, you might be able to take a few steps forward with what you've learned, but why would you try to reinvent the wheel when someone, me, has already spent thousands of dollars and years piecing something together that costs even less than the price of your last fancy dinner attempt? Option number 3, Make one of the best investments you'll ever make for your relationship, your career, your family, and your future, and let my system and myself help you understand and master the art of triggering that feeling on demand. Let me ask you one question. If not now, then when? When will it be enough of a concern to you? What's more important to you in your life? There shouldn't be anything else more important than your partner and your relationship. And if there is, you've got all of your priorities mixed up. Now, you know that everything stems back to how happy and healthy your relationship is. Look, if you're still watching and on the fence, I'm going to throw in one last bonus, but only if you grab the Ultimate Date Guide system before this video ends. The timer has officially started. I'm going to give you our picnic kit menus, 12 to 15 different picnic menus and cuisines that you can add into your date ideas or experiences. Simply follow the steps, grab the necessary ingredients, find a picnic spot, and remember to take lots of Instagram photos for us to see that we can post on our social medias. But you have to grab the Ultimate Date Guide system before this presentation is over. So what you're going to get today when you jump inside is 200 plus ultimate date ideas, total value of $299. My Honeysucker system, total value of $99. Romance Like a Romeo, total value of $59. Bonus number 1, 40 adventure challenges, $69. Bonus number 2, road trip itineraries, total value of $29. And bonus number 3, the picnic kit menus, total value of $19, bringing the total value to $579.70. But you're not going to pay $579. Not even $289, or even half of that at $199, you're going to access the entire Ultimate Date Guide system for just one small investment of $99.95, which is about an $83 discount. Look, I've walked you to the door. Now you have to decide whether you're going to walk through it or not. It's your life and your decision to make. And if you choose to step up and make this change in your life, we'll be there every step of the way to support you. Because I know from personal experience what it feels like to have that feeling and then to lose it. Never knowing how to ever get it back again. And how devastating it feels to lose that bond, the connection, the excitement, and the intimacy with your partner. And I also know how wonderful life can be when you know exactly how to trigger that feeling on demand and hold it at its peak for the entirety of your relationship. Both of you are absolutely head over heels for each other, all over each other, extremely attracted to each other, trying to rip each other's clothes off 24/7. But look, your 83% discount will not last forever, and this offer won't be available forever. So if you want it, you got to get it now. Hit the button below this video to access the Ultimate Date Guide system. And in less than a minute, you'll have access to every bit of content and all of the extra bonuses sitting at the tip of your thumb. Hit the big button now and secure your copy of the Ultimate Date Guide system while it's only $99.95 and grab all of the extra bonuses as well. Look guys, like I said, my name's Jack Prow. I am so grateful that you watched it the whole way. I hope you took away a lot. I hope you learnt a lot. I hope you learnt what is out there for you to go and grab. Now all you got to do, like I said, I've led you to the door. All you got to do is make the right decision for not just yourself, not just your partner, your relationship, your career, your future, the family you want to build. Everything you want in life stems back to how successful and happy your relationship is, okay? Now, all you got to do is click the big button under this below. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm a real person. You can go to my email address, give me a call, anything you need. If you got any questions, you want some advice, anything, okay? But if you leave this page and come back, the price is either going to be skyrocketed, okay? You're going to lose access to some of your bonuses, or this page won't even be here. If I notice that people are starting to, rip it off, ripping other people off, I'm removing this completely. I don't care. Like I said, I don't need this personally. My life and my relationship is exactly how I want, and it's all thanks to the Ultimate Date Guide system, and now I want to give it to you, okay? I'm not going to waste your time anymore. Go to the big button underneath this video, hit it, go to the next page, grab it while it's got an 83% discount, and grab all your bonuses. And with that, guys, I appreciate you. I'll see you guys on the inside. Thank you.